Welcome to the Inspired Riding Podcast. I'm your host, Beth Lauren Parrish. As a certified riding instructor, remote coach, and rapid transformational therapy practitioner, a powerful form of hypnotherapy, I'm here to remind you to slow down, trust your intuition, and really deeply listen to your horse. And this will make for the best co-creative dances possible, whether you're on the ground or connecting on their backs. Thank you so much for being here, and here we go. Welcome to the latest podcast series, Partner with Your Mind. In this first episode, you're going to learn the power of rapid transformational therapy, and you'll hear about the stories from some of my clients and how it changed my life. So what is rapid transformational therapy? It's also known as RTT, and it was created by award-winning therapist Marissa Peer. It's a unique approach to hypnotherapy where clients are able to reach phenomenal breakthroughs. RTT achieves outstanding results far quicker than many other therapeutic modalities, including talk therapies. RTT is becoming more widely recognized because of its speed and effectiveness. Unlike many hypnotherapy methods, RTT does not rely solely on positive reinforcement. RTT gets to the root cause of an issue, giving clients the most liberating understanding and transformative power to achieve dramatic, long-lasting results. So you're thinking, okay, Beth, well, who can it benefit? It can help people with physical health issues, depression, anxiety, weight management, fears, and phobias. They've all found success and freedom with RTT. And in my case, it helped me go from being really shaky before I was going to jump any jump course with a horse or pony to feeling completely at ease and excited. It's helped my clients go from feeling depressed all the time to feeling so amazing that they became a life coach themselves. It's also helped people with performance anxiety who are just so freaked out as soon as they got to a horse show. And now they crave going to competitions and they love feeling how amazing it is to show off what they know with their horses. And all of this happened from one session. That is what makes me so excited about this particular therapy. So during a session, clients are completely relaxed and they allow their conscious mind, the one that makes all of the daily decisions, the ones that, do the math, to take a mini vacation. We then have a heart-to-heart with the subconscious mind, the part of the mind that has the answers to what's holding you back. Your subconscious mind stores all of the relevant scenes that reinforce the old thoughts, old beliefs, and old feelings that continually keep you from progressing forward in life. Once you uncover what your subconscious mind has revealed and are guided to examine the meaning of what emerges, deep and powerful understanding can come to light. With understanding, you gain powerful insights like, I never realized that this moment from when I was 2 years old has been holding me back from receiving love this whole time. That was an actual client, and believe it or not, she is now married to the love of her life, when before she could never quite find the right person. You might get powerful insights like, I finally understand why I had this money block, and now I can release it. And that was a client who was hearing all of these different ideas coming from her family and friends about money, and she was held back by believing those false statements. And now she can joyfully look at her bank account and know, okay, I've got this handled. And another powerful insight like, wow, now I see I had issues with food because it started when I was 5 years old. And that was actually an insight from myself. When I was 5 years old, my great uncle said, you got to be in the clean plate club. Have you ever heard of the clean plate club? Oftentimes it's the older, well-meaning relatives that say you got to clean up your plate because you don't want it to go to waste. And that's a scarcity mindset. But if you understand where it came from, then you can say, you know what? It's safe for me to leave a couple bites on my plate now. It's safe for me to understand when I'm full and not push myself to clean my plate. These are the kind of insights that really light me up whenever my clients see it in the middle of a session. And I can actually physically see my clients' energy lighten up as soon as they have these insights. And another powerful insight, this goes especially for equestrians. My body has been trying to keep me safe this whole time by blocking my progress. Now I understand why, and I can build my confidence for riding again. Once you get these realizations, you can feel power. Just like Dorothy with her ruby slippers, you'll be able to click your way back to feeling at home in your body again and in your most productive life. Okay, so now that I shared a little bit about how it works and what can transpire, I'm going to share with you how I became interested in rapid transformational therapy. So as many of you know, I am a remote coach and certified riding instructor. I've been teaching since the year 2000. And one of my main goals is to make sure my clients feel really confident and secure within their whole entire body, mind, body, spirit. And I do so many different things to help my clients. We've done guided meditations, self-awareness courses, live training, feedback with videos. And one of my clients who is in my coaching program had mentioned to me that she started doing some basic hypnotherapy sessions, and she had already done about 3 or 4 sessions, and she could feel like it was moving the needle maybe just a little bit each time. But she still had a lot of anxiety about going to competitions. This created a spark within me. And at the time, I believe I was creating my Focus app, and I had a lot of other things on my plate. But I discovered through scrolling through Facebook, believe it or not, that Marissa Peer was advertising that you can become a rapid transformational practitioner through her school, all online. And I thought, I think I want to do this. My husband kind of looked at me like, are you sure? You've got a lot going on here. Let's make sure it's the right decision. So I made the clarity call happen. And after chatting with the RTT school, I thought, this is it. I really think this is going to bring my clients to the next level. And it's going to challenge me to help them on a deeper level because it's going to get to the root cause of why they're not feeling confident. So it took me right about 7 months to graduate. The school said you had between 6 months and 12 months to complete the whole program. And it was a very extensive program. Even though it was online, there were live classes. Some of them were 4 hours long, and we interacted with other students and the instructors, and it was a phenomenal way to learn. Towards the end of my studies, it was required that we did practice sessions with other students. And that's where things really got juicy for me. I was able to experience a session for myself, and then I was able to experience how it would be to help another client. And to be completely honest, my very first session that I did for someone, I felt like a deer in headlights. I was trying to follow the specific protocol to the T, and when things didn't go exactly as planned, I literally froze, and it took me a little bit to get my footing again. As soon as the session was over, I realized what had happened, and I gave myself permission to get a little more creative. And one of the beautiful things that Marissa taught us was you always have to deal with what emerges. So I finally gave myself permission to be creative and really tune into my intuition more. So the very next session I did with the student, her feedback at the end was, wow, that was the best session I've had from a student yet. That was incredibly motivating, especially since the first session felt so out of sorts, and the second session was so much better. I knew I could continue on and know I would get better with experience, just like anything else. So let me share a little details of what I experienced during the sessions. The first one was all about why I was so shaky anytime I was going to do, let's say, a live video on Facebook or to go present somewhere at a speaking event. basically anytime I was in the spotlight, my entire body would shake. I would literally have to hold on to something. Like, that's how bad it was. I used to play French horn, and playing in the orchestra and the band was no problem. But anytime it came for me to do a solo, my face would shake, and I would really have to put a lot of effort into trying to get my mouth in order to get the notes out. So during the session, what we do is we use a very specific phrase, and that specific phrase is our presenting problem. And we want to know what the root cause and the reason for that specific problem is. So we went for the root cause and the reason for the shakiness in the spotlight. And so my subconscious started bringing up scenes for me to start to examine and understand why I had what you would call old programs running. Like, if you think of your mind as a computer and you have programs running, and some are really wonderful and productive and they run smoothly, and some are bugging up the system. So you're basically looking for the bugs. You want to try to clean them up, and anything that's slowing you down, slowing your life down. So the image that showed up for me was really amazing. It was when I was 5 years old, and my parents had taken me to the Broadway show, Little Shop of Horrors. So if you've never heard of it, it's a musical that highlights alien plants that get big and eat people. So if you can imagine a 5-year-old watching big plants on the stage eating the humans, it was pretty gory. And, my parents loved theater. They didn't think much of it. They just thought it was fun for us to go to. And to be fair, I'd never really thought about it until that actual session. So while I'm watching the scene in my mind during the session, I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I totally get it now. It just clicked in. My little 5-year-old mind equated being on stage with the fear of being eaten. It was an actual fear in my lizard brain thinking, you are not safe on that stage. You could get eaten. You can get killed. Don't be on stage. And that is why my body was shaking all the time. So to have that kind of epiphany is absolutely profound. And the wonderful thing is, as soon as I found out that that's what it was, I was able to just say, okay, younger self, you're safe. You are loved. It's all good. There are no plants that are going to eat you. and we're going to be fine and get on with it and go share our message with the world. And sure enough, I stopped shaking completely from that one session and that one scene. In RTT, we often do 2 or 3 scenes, sometimes 4. And we do a lot of other things within the session. Just like I was saying, we just deal with what emerges. But the fact that they went right to that and I immediately knew what was going on was just absolutely incredible. So there could be things in your life that are really bothering you and you just don't even know why. And it could be just from an event that happened when you were younger and you created a meaning from it. So until you actually give your subconscious the spotlight, you won't necessarily know what it is. That's why these sessions are just so amazing to me. And to me, it's absolutely imperative to kind of scrape the barrel of all those old beliefs and old thoughts. So you could just debug the system, like I said, and work your way towards having a really clean and clear way to think, way to believe, a way to enjoy your life finally. All right, so the next one I touched upon earlier was when I wanted to find out why I was having this feeling of always feeling rushed when I was eating and having to eat everything on my plate. And like I mentioned earlier, my great uncle had said I had to be in the clean plate club. And so that was one of the things that definitely impacted me because he was someone I loved and admired. And I wanted to do right by him and say, okay, this is what I'm going to do from now on. Not really even realizing that that's something that could mess you up when you get older. Meaning, there's a little bit extra baggage there that I don't need. So now that I understand that, I've been working on being way more mindful with my eating and really feeling into when I feel full and leaving food on my plate and putting it away for later and realizing I don't have to have a clean plate all the time. And that was another huge aha moment. And then the final one was working on the butterflies before I would jump with my pony. I had a pretty serious fall when I was 11 years old, and I had a concussion, and the doctor said that the helmet actually saved my life. I was wearing one of those helmets. I don't know if you saw them. It was in the late 80s, early 90s, where it's hardly an approved helmet. It was just basically a thin shell cap with an elastic underneath and like a little cup on your chin. So it's a little bit of protection there, basically. It's nothing like the beautiful like MIPS helmets that we have now, which I always use. And that thing saved my life. I was riding this little horse that was learning how to jump. I was learning how to jump. Probably not the best combination. However, my instructor really had good faith in me. And I got a little unsettled heading towards the jump. And I just remember landing on his neck. And then next thing I know, I'm in my mom's car in the back seat going, my head hurts, my head hurts. So apparently I had fallen straight on my head. And that scene came up, of course, in the session. My body was just terrified of what could happen if I were to jump again. So pretty much ever since that fall, I always had these butterflies, and I just thought that was part of riding. I thought everyone got them, and it would make me so nauseous, but I hated it because I really loved to jump, but I just didn't like that feeling. So until I did that session, I always had that. After that one session, and I told my body, listen, you're safe now. I'm on a steady little pony. We're only doing little jumps. I've got a great helmet. I'll wear a vest if I need to. My body was able to understand, okay, I think I'm okay now. And then sure enough, the next time I went to jump, I was going through a little mini course, and about halfway through is when I realized I didn't have butterflies. And I was so happy. I was like, wow, it actually worked. So these are the things that just get me so excited to share with people, to understand that one session can give you powerful insights to then understand that you do not need to keep running those old programs. I want to take a moment to thank you again for listening. And I want to share a quick story with you. First, I want to ask, do you have a word or phrase that you use when you have so much excitement and so much joy just bubbling out? For me, I love to say the word dude. I was once at a clinic and it was so much fun and I was enjoying being with my friends and I loved learning and I had all of that exuberance just bubbling out and I would just look at them and go, dude, and they would laugh and just understand that I was just having a blast. One of my friends from that clinic actually decided to change her pony's name to Dude, just so she could remember that joyous moment with me. I thought that was just beautiful. So with that word, I want to invite you to check out my page, inspiredriding.com/dude, DUDE. On that page, you're going to see the opportunity to have a 30-minute clarity call with me to see if Rapid Transformational Therapy plus my powerful intuitive coaching is the best path for you to break free from old patterns and really embrace your heart's desires. I'm really looking forward to chatting with you. Check out that page, inspiredriding.com/dude. And let's get back to the show now. So once I finished those sessions, I graduated with flying colors, and I was so grateful to get my insurance right away. And I started working with clients that same week. And get this, my very first client was that same woman who inspired me to do the entire certification. It was definitely a beautiful full circle moment. And I'm going to share with you her testimonial now. So before she sent me her testimonial, she sent me an email and said, I no longer use Rescue Remedy before I ride. I used to use it before every single ride, but not anymore. You and RTT are magical together, Beth. And if you didn't know what Rescue Remedy is, it's actually something I recommend to help people if they've been through a trauma or they just want to feel relaxed. It's box flower essences, and I believe you can get it at any local drugstore or Whole Foods, things like that. You can even find it online. but it's called Box Flower Essences Rescue Remedy. So the fact that she did not need to use it anymore was pretty amazing. Okay, here's her testimonial. Before my RTT session, I had severe performance anxiety. It caused me significant anxiety when riding my horse in any setting, but especially when competing and riding in a clinic. This manifested itself in a number of physical and mental areas, resulting in tension and stiffness while riding along with trouble focusing. During the session with Beth, I felt completely at ease. The session was beautiful and pleasant. I felt as if I was submerged in a warm bath. I even remember every second of the session fondly. Beth has a unique capability of making you feel safe, loved, home, and supported, all while guiding me through the session with her gorgeous voice and beautifully scripted journey into my memories. She helped me remember precisely the moment where it all started, the performance anxiety. It was as clear as it could be, as if I was there as my young self. She guided me through the process with such kindness. After listening to my recording, I felt amazing. I absolutely love my bespoke recording. I listen to it in bed at night, in the afternoon, even in my car at the horse show before my ride. It goes with me everywhere I go. The recording puts me right back into that blissful state of my RTT session. And now I'm so amazed since my RTT session with Beth, I have a new outlook on my riding and performance. I feel none of the physical and mental symptoms I had before. In fact, I look forward to my next competition and showing the world what we can do. I had found a post that she had put in my Inspired Riders group, and I mentioned, oh my goodness, it's been 3 years now, and I just had to say I'm so grateful that you mentioned your interest in hypnotherapy. You are the reason why I started this, and you and your mare are such a gorgeous team. And she wrote back, wow, 3 years? Love this so much. It's completely transformed my relationship with my amazing mare. No matter how forward and spicy she can be, I trust her, and I'm having so much fun zooming around in my little red Ferrari. And it's moments like this that makes my heart so full. I'm so proud of being able to guide my clients to this powerful feeling, knowing that they can finally enjoy what they love to do. And again, this was after one session, and then listening to her personalized bespoke recording for at least 21 days in a row. And I should mention, she did say in her testimonial she listened to it in the car before her ride. She listened to it while the car was parked. So I always want to mention, you never want to listen to these hypnosis audios while you're driving, because you're going to be invited into a hypnotic state where, of course, you want your eyes closed. You want to feel completely relaxed. So I just wanted to mention that if anyone is listening and going, oh, I can listen to it on my car ride over to the barn. You can listen to my little meditations that I've created. That's so easy and wonderful to do, but definitely don't listen to a hypnosis audio while you're driving. So I just wanted to make sure you guys knew that and stayed safe. So here's my invitation for you to consider. What would shift in your life if you believed it was possible to change in days, not years? I'm talking transformation, enlightenment moments happening from one session, and then listening to your audio to rewire your mind in days, 21 days, maybe even sooner. What would shift in your life? If you're curious and really want to find out, book that session with me by going to inspiredriding.com/dude, DUDE. And if you do want to check out more testimonials and read more about the actual program that I offer, you can also go to inspiredriding.com/transform, TRANSFORM. So I want you to remember this. No matter what has happened to you in your life, no matter what people have said to you repeatedly, and no matter how bad your self-talk has been in the past, even if it was this morning, you have the power to create new perspectives, new ways of thinking, and new ways of living your life. You are more than capable. When you're ready, book that clarity call with me. follow the link in the show notes. And thank you again so much for listening. You're amazing. All right, I hope you loved that first episode, and stay tuned for the next one where I'm going to talk about command cell therapy. So if you're curious how you can really activate and solidify your mind-body connection, you'll want to hear that episode. Remember to lead with kindness for yourself and for your horse. And may the horse be with you always.